Almost everyone has stayed home alone at some point. Parents out of town, roommates gone, or an empty house late at night. Usually, nothing happens. You lock the doors, watch TV, scroll your phone, go to sleep. But sometimes, people notice things they can't explain. Footsteps upstairs, voices from empty rooms, or someone standing outside, watching the house. And the creepiest part? Most of these stories start completely normal. Tonight, I found 3 terrifying stories from people who were completely alone. Or at least, they thought they were. The final story genuinely disturbed me, because unlike the others, the person in this story still has no idea who was inside their house that night. This happened to me back in 2019, when I was 17 years old. My parents had gone out to attend a wedding about an hour away. I didn't want to go, so they let me stay home alone for the night. At first, it was honestly relaxing. I ordered food, played Xbox downstairs, watched YouTube for hours. Around midnight, I remember going into the kitchen to grab a soda from the fridge. That's when I noticed something strange. The back door was slightly open, only a few inches. At first I thought maybe my parents forgot to close it completely before leaving. So I walked over and locked it. I didn't really think much of it. But maybe 10 minutes later, while sitting in the living room, I heard something outside, like metal rattling, very soft. I muted the TV and listened carefully. Then I heard it again. The sound was coming from the backyard. I slowly walked to the kitchen window and looked outside. Nothing. The yard was dark. The only light came from the neighbor's porch. I stood there for maybe 20 seconds, trying to see movement. Then suddenly, I heard 3 loud knocks directly behind me. I nearly dropped my phone. The knocking came from the back door and through the small glass window. I could barely make out someone standing outside. Just a silhouette. Tall, completely still. I froze. Then the person slowly tried the door handle. Once, twice. The door shook hard. I immediately backed away and locked myself in the downstairs bathroom. I remember my hands shaking so badly. I almost dropped my phone trying to call my dad. But before he answered, I heard footsteps inside the kitchen. The door opened somehow, and I could hear slow footsteps moving through the house. I honestly thought I was going to die. The footsteps stopped outside the bathroom door. Then complete silence. No movement. No breathing. Nothing. I stayed completely quiet. Then suddenly, someone lightly scratched the bathroom door. Very slowly, like they were trying to scare me. I finally heard my dad yelling through the phone, asking what was happening. The second the person outside heard my dad's voice, the scratching stopped. Then the footsteps quickly moved away. A few seconds later, I heard the back door slam shut. My parents called police immediately, but whoever entered the house was already gone. Police found muddy footprints in the kitchen, but nothing else was stolen. To this day, I still sleep with my bedroom door locked, because I'll never forget the sound of someone scratching that bathroom door, knowing I was trapped inside. The first story involved someone breaking into a house, but the next story is disturbing for a completely different reason, because this person never actually saw the intruder. They only heard them, every single night, around the exact same time. Back in college, I rented a small 2-story house by myself near campus. The place was old, but cheap, and honestly, I never liked being there alone at night. The house constantly made noise. Floor creaks, pipes knocking, random sounds upstairs. But one night, something happened that I still can't explain. It started around 2:30 a.m. I was downstairs finishing an assignment on my laptop. The TV was on quietly in the background. Then I heard footsteps upstairs. Slow footsteps. At first I ignored it. I assumed the house was settling or something. But then the footsteps continued. Back and forth. Across the hallway above me. I muted the TV. The footsteps stopped immediately. That's when I realized something terrifying. The sounds only happened when I made noise downstairs. Like someone upstairs was listening to me. I remember staring at the ceiling, trying to convince myself I was imagining it. Then my phone buzzed. It was a text from my neighbor. It said, "Your upstairs light keeps turning on and off." The second I read that, I felt sick, because I hadn't gone upstairs all night, and I lived alone. I grabbed the largest kitchen knife I could find, and slowly walked toward the staircase. Every light upstairs was off. The hallway looked completely black. I remember hearing my own heartbeat. I walked up one step at a time. Then halfway up the stairs, I heard movement directly above me, like someone quickly backing away. I stopped instantly. Then silence. I finally forced myself to reach the top floor and checked every room. Nothing. No one there. I even checked closets, under the beds, everything. Then while walking back downstairs, I noticed something that made my stomach drop. The attic door was slightly open. I had never opened it before. I slowly pulled the ladder down and pointed my phone flashlight upward. At first, nothing, just darkness. Then I saw it, a pair of eyes reflecting the flashlight. Someone was hiding in the attic, watching me. I ran out of that house immediately. Police later found a homeless man living inside the attic space. Apparently, he had been entering through a damaged vent outside for weeks. And according to police, he usually came down at night while I was asleep. The first two stories involved intruders. Real people. Real danger. But the final story is different, because even police couldn't explain what happened. And according to the person who sent this story, they never stayed home alone again after that night. This happened last winter while my parents were away visiting family. I was alone in our house for 2 nights. The first night was completely normal. Nothing weird happened. But the second night, something terrified me so badly. I still keep my curtains closed at night because of it. Around 1:40 a.m., I was upstairs watching Netflix in my room. It was snowing heavily outside. Everything looked completely white and silent. Then my dog started growling at the window. Not barking, growling, low and aggressive. I looked outside, but couldn't see anything except snow. Then my phone buzzed with a notification from our Ring camera. Motion detected, front yard. I opened the app expecting to see an animal. Instead, there was a person standing at the end of the driveway, completely motionless, just staring at the house. They were too far away to see clearly, but I could tell they were wearing dark clothes. I remember thinking maybe someone needed help, but something felt wrong. The person wasn't moving at all, not even slightly, almost like they were waiting for something. I locked my bedroom door and kept watching the camera feed. 10 minutes passed. The person never moved. Then suddenly, the camera glitched. The screen froze for maybe 2 seconds. And when it came back, the person was gone. I felt immediate panic, because there was no way someone could disappear that fast in deep snow. Then downstairs, I heard 3 knocks on the front door. Slow knocks. I stayed completely still. Then another 3 knocks. Louder this time. My dog started barking uncontrollably. I called my mom crying while checking the Ring camera again. Nobody was visible outside. But then I noticed something horrifying. There were footprints in the snow, leading directly to the front door, but none leading away. I was too scared to even move. Then suddenly, I heard footsteps downstairs. Inside the house, slow footsteps moving across the kitchen floor. I locked myself in my closet and called 911. Police arrived within minutes and searched the entire house. Nobody was found. No doors forced open. No broken windows. Nothing stolen. But the police officer told me something before leaving that still scares me. He said when they arrived, the front door was already unlocked. And according to my parents, they always locked it before leaving town. I still think about those footprints sometimes. Because even police admitted, there should have been tracks leading away from the house. But there weren't. Being home alone feels normal. Until one strange thing happens. One noise. One shadow. One unlocked door. And suddenly, the place that once felt safe doesn't anymore. If you enjoyed these stories, make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more true horror stories. And remember, if you hear footsteps in your house tonight, make sure they're actually yours.